So my name is Jescely, and I'm a senior.
Yes, my name is Rudy Vasquez Malone, and I am in 8th grade at STEM Launch.
So I was first introduced really during like a transition point of my life, so like 6th grade. I found it, my first experience really to be with a camp that kind of first like immersed us in what it was going to be like. So it was with kind of like hands-off with teachers and really just letting you explore, letting you research, letting you like kind of ponder on ideas really, and then also like executing them. So that was super cool, and it had me excited for the rest of the year. And of course, like the first PBLs that we were introduced to were also kind of like the first take. Something that I found kind of difficult and something that I was lacking coming from like a traditional school background is like public speaking and any sort of like speaking kind of like with strangers. So I feel like that's one of the biggest takeaways that I've gotten out of the STEM model as a whole is it's kind of like expanded outside of just school and like partnerships, like gone as far as like ordering my own food. That was something that was like such a hurdle for me before, and now it comes with ease and like grace almost.
So I'd really say that STEM as a whole has affected me because I've really learned a lot about public speaking thanks to our PBLs, and also really grown as a learner just because of the overall model of PBLs and working with other people. And so it really helps build teamwork among people and really life skills that you're going to need later on in the future. And I was introduced into STEM Launch because I went to McElwain Elementary in 5th grade. So after that, we were looking to go to DTTS, but we found STEM Launch, and it actually had a better model than that school. And so we were looking over here, and we found this school. So we really thought that the learning style was what I was looking for in learnings.
Teachers no longer view you as just a student. They see you as like someone they work with. They may be like their PBLs may be dabbling into like some other subject, so they're learning just as you're learning as well. So that's been like a cool shift of perspective, and it's kind of stepped away also from like holding your hand all the way. Sometimes, like especially for math, like you're just kind of like introduced to something and like you get to figure it out. So that's something that I've enjoyed personally.
What makes the STEM model different is that you really work on problems in the real world. So it really helps make sure you're ready to become an entrepreneur if you want to pursue that pathway, and also lets you be creative in your solutions. So that really helps people be free and come up with what they want to make. And like I stated before, teamwork is a really big part of the PBLs. And so once you have that experience behind you, you're ready for the real world and to get a job. Because in jobs, you have to work with other people to actually make progress. So just, I'd say the overall setting and the people you work with are really helpful to you learning new skills. And it really helps later on because you'll be ready for public speaking per se, and also maybe being a leader in the future as well. It's pretty exciting to work with industry partners in the real world because it lets you get acquainted with people who you might come across later on in life, and maybe, I don't know, offer you an internship because of your skills that you possessed back then. So it's really about making connections to these people and also learning from them because they have a lot of wisdom that they share with you along the journey. And I really like hearing feedback from panelists because that really helps you engage more inside the problem and improve upon your invention, which is all about entrepreneurship as well, too.
My senior year, during my capstone class, which is our final year in the capstone pathway, my team and I really, we were asked to develop a tactile key guard system that would allow someone that has problems with fine motor skills, as well as with communicating and vision, like visual impairment, communicate rather than just with blocks. And our goal was to transition from like low tech stuff, so like by grabbing like a shape, for example, and like waving it, to then go into like higher technology. We designed really this key guard that incorporated an iPad, and with the conductivity from a person's like body with like minimal really force applied on this key guard, it would activate speech to text technology on an iPad application, and then the student would be able to communicate, gain independence, and then also they weren't relying solely on just the teacher knowing what that sign means. It's really cool too because they could now like expand their vocabulary from a limiting factor of like 8 to 12 words to even more.
I'd say my favorite PBL is the tiny house PBL because it was really interesting to find out how low income living could actually be suitable and really a reliable choice when you're becoming eco-friendly. And so we actually got to build our own little tiny houses, which was really fun because it kind of was like you were becoming your own contractor and making a house to your needs. And so we had to find measurements and different types of styles that would suit the house and make it different from all the other competitions. So I just like that really curiosity kind of driven PBLs because it really lets you express yourself and what your solution is going to be based on you and your team.
I'm going to study chemical engineering at Mines this fall, but I'm also still kind of in like the exploration phase where I'm really open to anything in engineering. It really excites me.
I was thinking that I'm going to North Glen High School and I'm currently going to pursue the P-Tech pathway, and after high school I'm going to Front Range for 1 year to get my associate's degree, and after that I wanted to go to School of Mines to further pursue my computer science degree.